what's all about? Welcome back to another part of Final Fantasy XVI. In the last part, we did all the quests. I mean, we did Torgal's, we did Vivian's, and we did Byron's, and now we're gonna start Joshua's, someone's, and someone's.
Clive.
Hello.
Joshua, what's wrong? And don't say nothing. It's not nothing. I've received word from Cyril. The Undying have found Father's will.
Oh?
Something akin to it. His will. How and where?
He had a will?
In the crypt beneath Rosalith Castle.
Okay.
After Kupka was kind enough to drive out the Imperials, the Undying took the opportunity to recover what relics of the Duchy yet remained. And in the process of doing so, they found a letter from Father.
Oh.
I'm surprised anything survived down there. Cyril asked that I join him in Tabor at my convenience. I have been meaning to go, but would you join me? Of course.
He obviously watched our father die as well.
I want to know what's in that letter as much as you do. Very well. I am ready to leave when you are.
Alright, let's go get these two as well. Who do we have here? Doris? Hello.
Sid, do you have a moment?
I do.
By all means.
It's my old master. Seems there's no escaping her. She found some way to send me a letter. And something else. Records from a Waluda prison. Seems they were keeping a lot of bearers there.
How did she come by such a thing?
Finding bearers always was her strong point. And it seems the cells of Balmung Dark are full of them. Foreign captives, the masterless. Bearers no one would miss. And even better for her, bearers with no one to look after them. When ether started lapping at the walls, the jailers fled.
Leaving the bearers to be liberated by whoever happened to come along next.
Sid, I'd like to believe that I've earned your trust by now. And while I'm well aware that you've forbidden Cursebreakers from traveling to Waloed, I can't let those bearers die in their cells. I'd rather risk shipwreck on the Shadow Coast than leave them to starve.
Wait, why are
We'll be needing
Cursebreakers
the Enterprise if we're going to navigate the Narrow.
banned?
Does that mean...
I'm making an exception, but we travel together. And we stay no longer than we have to. Ash is an inhospitable place at the best of times. We save as many as we can, and we leave.
Thank you, Sid. There was a name in the prison register. A name from my past.
Another name from your past?
Chadwick. Another of my former master's protégés. A gifted soldier, and the closest thing I had to family. The thought of him held captive in that place.
He must be very important to you.
He was. Is.
Then we find him.
The entrance to the prison lies in the shadow of Ravenwit Walls, just beyond the portcullis. We should head there as quickly as we can. I only pray there are still bearers alive to save.
As do I, Doris.
Okay. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do the quests in order as we take them, so we'll be Joshua, Doris, and then... him? Person?
Sid, I was wondering if you could help
A
me.
Cursebreaker.
It depends what with.
A bearer, but recently freed from his bonds, is keen to join the Cursebreakers.
Yeah, sure, go for it.
As you know,
Why not?
the work we do is not easy, which is why we test every volunteer's suitability. I was hoping you could oversee this one's evaluation.
I don't mind, but why this one?
Because he wants to be a scout. Our ranks are filled with men and women capable of breaking chains and putting slavers to the sword. But scouting, we're few with the nose for that, which is why we still rely so heavily on Gav.
Get Gav to
And
oversee him
since
then.
he accompanies you on so many of your missions, I thought you might be better placed to recognize the traits in him that we should look for in those who'd fill his boots.
But, I mean,
Sounds reasonable.
get Gav to do it.
So you're happy to oversee the boys' test, then?
Sure. But I still think Gav would make more
One
sense.
can never have too many scouts.
Truer words, Sid. I'll let the initiate know that you'll be attending his trial, and that he is to proceed directly to Northreach in readiness.
No time like the present, eh?
No time like the present. I'll await you there.
I think we should have got Gav to do it. I think Gav would have made the most sense, but...
Northreach. I don't suppose they could have chosen somewhere closer.
Right, so we're gonna speak with Cyril. Where were we to meet Cyril? Then... where there's a well here. I forgot you could... Ah, no. I was gonna say, I forgot you could just press that to see what quests are there. That would have made more sense. Sorry, I wanted to see what the
Welcome,
merchants be selling.
welcome.
Oh. The Well of Darkness. Increase Gunmere well damage. Okay.
Go safely.
We're stocked up enough. Where am I going in? Here? Hi, can I read my dad's will, please?
Your Grace, my lord, I trust your journey was not overly onerous. Cyril, you found a letter from Father? Yes, I have it here. If you would do us the honor, my lord.
Not gonna lie, guys, I unmuted so I could drink my cola. I didn't realise I was gonna have to read it. I know I ask much of you in this coming war, but I see no other way to secure a future for our duchy and our family. Yet even should we succeed in subduing the savings and winnings back the Drake's Breath, the threat of the Blight still looms. And only with all of Rosaria striving as one might we at last overcome it. I have made such plans to see us through, but are such obstacles that stand in our way, it shall likely fall to you to continue my work. I know that you have our strength, the courage, and the will to do so. This shall be an arduous inheritance, and so I offer you another, that you might be reminded of the love and faith that I hold for you both. The both of you, your father. It's not really a will, is it?
An inheritance. It would seem the late Archduke penned this missive shortly before his passing.
The day before we left for Phoenix Gate.
What are these plans he spoke of? His plans for the duchy, your grace. Your father entrusted them to my predecessor, the former bearer of the Burning Quill, who entrusted them in turn to me. The complete emancipation of bearers is their stated aim. But your father's dream did not end there. His Grace also spoke of building hospices to care for those stricken by the curse,
Aww.
and the founding of a new university to further the development of non-magical technologies. With the Blight spreading ever more widely across the Twins, Archduke Elwyn saw this as the only means of securing Rosaria's survival. He wished to see men and bearers treated as equals, to see centuries of common wisdom overturned. Small wonder he did not think it achievable within his lifetime. But he thought it achievable nonetheless. Had he not, he would never have written this message. Nor would he have entrusted his vision to his most faithful aides, those who would have stood with you, shielded you from the machinations of the less benevolent personages at court.
It's a pity only they are still with us.
'Tis true that those most loyal to your father were the first to suffer the Duchess's wrath. But one at least remains, and she has come bearing gifts.
What do you mean?
Mayhap it is better that she explain, my lord. After all, the duties entrusted to me by my predecessor extended only to recovering His Grace's will and arranging a meeting with the one who might execute it, or a part of it at least. And where is this woman? She awaits you in the archive, your grace. Thank you, Cyril.
I'm curious to know who it is.
Shall we then?
See, normally the game gives you a good little bit. So, oh, the person is about to finish the cutscene. But no, it threw me right into there as I was drinking my Coca-Cola. Couldn't even get the lid back on. Hello?
My lord, your grace. I hardly recognize you.
Don't know who you are.
I am Goditha, retainer of House Rosfield, loyal servant to the Phoenix and his shields. Your father, the Archduke Elwyn, entrusted me with the delivery of a gift. I only hope you can forgive my tardiness in bringing it to you.
Lift up your head, Lady Goditha. You have our gratitude for your service to our house and to our father.
I merely did my duty, as any proud Rosarian would.
My lady, perhaps you could explain a little more? What exactly is the gift you bring?
As I'm sure you know, it has long been the custom for the children of House Rosfield to be presented with certain keepsakes upon their coming of age.
Indeed it has. Our father often spoke of the day when our turn would come.
And had he lived to see it, he would have presented you with the treasures I bear. Matching armbands for you both.
What age, though?
Alas, he did not live.
Wasn't Clive like
Indeed,
15?
he was taken from us even before they could be completed. He had intended to claim the Heartstone with which each armband was to be finished himself, but it was not to be. And his gifts remain incomplete.
I see.
It saddens me to bring them before you, as they are. It was your father's wish that you be presented with the finished articles, not these works in progress. But with his grace long since gone, and the stone left unclaimed, I had little choice. You are grown men now, and his house is yours. And while I would not presume to insist upon your claiming the Heartstone in his stead, I know that nothing would have pleased him more than for you to do so.
Thank you, Lady Goditha.
What say you, Clive?
What else? Of course, my lady. May our father's will be done.
Oh, I am much obliged.
Do you know where we might find this Heartstone, my lady?
I do. Though it may be a matter of a good deal more than simply happening upon it. It is found in the bellies of elder griffins, you see. We do at least know where to find one. A certain specimen has made its nest in Titan's Wake, not far from here.
A certain specimen?
You are most perceptive, Your Grace. In answer to your unspoken question, yes. In fact, this is the very same beast your father meant to slay. I have been tracking its movements since you were but a boy. Were you to slay it in his stead, as men of House Rosfield, it would surely make your father proud.
Aww.
What say you, Joshua?
What else?
I like that. Alright, let's go. Let's go slay
Titan's
the
Wake is to the
griffin.
south of here. But we must not be hasty. The good lady has been disappointed once already.
So there's a different quest in there. I'm not going to grab it, but that is where the quest is, it seems. Am I going the right way? Yes. Wait, can I just teleport there? I can teleport closer. Oh, it's gonna be difficult. Like I said, I think this part itself is gonna be about 40-50 minutes, just because we're only on the first quest still. We're like 15 minutes in, so yeah. Revenant.
Eyes peeled, Joshua.
I found it. Submerged. Oh,
For House Rosfield.
it didn't make me get off of Ambrosia. That's unusual. Normally it would make you get off of Ambrosia, but it didn't make me. I find it very weird when the stagger doesn't happen sometimes. Like there, the stagger didn't actually happen. hit. Ow. I was gonna say, see if I care. See if I care about taking damage. It's got a decent amount of health. Decent amount of health indeed. What happened? Why did my block not go off? I don't know what's going on. I have no idea what's going on. My block didn't go off and I just got really confused by it, essentially. The gouging stuff will get it. Really? I don't know what happened there. It's just a series of I don't know what's going on anymore. Come on. Fire and flame indeed. Shred it. Come on. Wait a bam. Come on. Come on. Yeah, there you go. No, that one part where I blocked and it didn't block just threw me. I was like, what happened? Like, because it's not even like it actually used the... It didn't even, like, use the ability. It just...
I expect Lady Goditha will know.
It just kind of went, yeah, that attack didn't do anything. And I was like, what do you mean? And I was like, but then go on cooldown, so it obviously didn't use the attack. So I just got a bit baffled and just kind of stood there and took some damage. Oh, no, I need to go up here.
Oh, thank the Founder you were safe. The Griffin is slain then?
And the Heartstone claimed.
It's nice that it has 2 Heartstones. Very convenient for our sake.
Yes. This radiant luster like frozen flame. It is just as your father described it. Thank you, my lord. Your Grace. Your father would be so proud.
Lady Goditha, the lapidary is ready.
Thank you, Cyril. I will be with him shortly. If you would excuse me, I shall have the stone cut and set forthwith. The armbands are complete. Pray, take them. They are yours, after all. Heartstone is harder and more enduring than garnet, or even ruby. It symbolizes unwavering will and devotion, and the graven vines encircling the stone represent the unbreakable bonds between you.
It's a message. Father knew we had enemies both inside and outside the duchy. Enemies who would thwart his vision. Only with unwavering devotion would it ever be realized.
And only if we stood together, as Phoenix and Shield, as brothers in arms, only then might those enemies be overcome.
Indeed. His Grace knew the enormity of the task he would entrust to you, his heirs. But this was more than just a message. It was a promise. That he would always be with you.
Thank you, Lady Goditha, for remaining the steadfast custodian of our father's will.
Forgive me, my lady, but there is something I don't quite understand. The Undying told me that after Father died, Mother claimed all of the ducal treasures for her own. Even if the armbands were incomplete, she would surely not have overlooked them. So, how were you able to keep them from her?
Because I was the keeper of the vault. Though I was but a lowly servant, your father spoke to me of his intentions for the bands, of the deep love he had for both of you, and his hopes for your future. In the days before the disaster at Phoenix Gate, I discovered that the Duchess had ordered her jewelry be sent away from the castle. It was then that I knew she meant to betray us. I tried to warn your father, but it was too late.
Aww.
When word of the fire reached Rosalith, I knew my time was short. So I took up the armbands and I fled into the night.
And thank the Founder you did.
Smart woman.
Yet my duty to your father was incomplete. Not knowing what else to do, I followed the Griffin, thinking I might claim the Heartstone on its passing. And so my pursuit continued, until Lord Cyril appeared before me. He informed me that His Grace's will had been recovered, and that his sons were alive and well.
Lady Goditha, on behalf of my father and all the people of Rosaria, I thank you for your loyal service.
As do I.
Thank you, my lord. Your Grace, for coming back to us, for giving my service meaning.
This quest isn't done? I was gonna say, how's the quest not
suit
done?
you well. It must be gratifying to finally receive the inheritance that was denied you for so long.
It is. And we thank you for the part you played, Cyril.
If you would permit me to play my part a little longer, might I suggest that you make your way to your father's memorial atop Hawk's Cry Cliff? Let him see that you have received his blessing, and that his vision lives on in you.
I suppose it would be churlish not to. What do you say, Clive? Shall we pay Father a visit?
I think we should. I was hoping to be able to offer him my thanks before we left for Origin.
Your father's helm is enshrined there. It has been since the day we recovered it from Phoenix Gate. I prithee claim it, for it too is a part of your inheritance, and I do not doubt that your father would prefer it in your hands than perched upon some lonely rock.
Thank you, Cyril. Come on, Clive. He's waiting.
Okay. Where we go? Where's that? Oh, it's just Ellen Memorial. It's not here. It would have been Rosaria, I'd assume. Yeah, here it is. See, this one quest is taking me like half an hour. I'm just gonna do it all in big one. This might be an hour-long part, guys, and if it's an hour-long part, it's an hour-long part.
Unwavering will and an unbreakable bond. Do you really think we're strong enough?
To save the world? Of course. To have overcome Father's political enemies?
Huh.
Of that I'm less certain. Especially knowing what we know now. What Mother was truly capable of. But perhaps these bands would have helped. Knowing he was with us would have made all the difference.
Just try to see how I actually get around to where I'm going. I can take a left, yeah.
It's just back there. Father always fought for what he believed was right. It wasn't until that night at Phoenix Gate that I realized had never fought for anything. I always had someone else to do the fighting for me.
Yeah, but you were like 8, so I think that's allowed.
No matter how fate conspired against him, he never lost heart, never looked back, never stopped fighting. To me, he was the greatest of men. And I've been trying to live up to his ideals ever since.
We all have, Clive. We all have. And we'll keep trying. Because that's what he would have wanted.
What he would have done himself. Even if it meant standing against the very gods in the heavens.
I shall be borrowing this, Father, if I may. That you might watch over us as we follow in your footsteps.
Where did Joshua put it? Is he still carrying it in his, like, right arm? Or did it just disappear?
We won't lay you down.
Onward then.
Onward. To the end.
No, we've still got so many side quests to do
And to a
before the
new
end.
beginning.
So many side quests to do before the end. None of that. Where there's a will, there's a way. Rusted Balham. I'll make sure to look at all the items we've got before continuing on as well, so we can have a wee read of their descriptions. Joining hands with Joshua. Joshua's joined Clive's party and will remain with him until parting for Origin. Okay, that's interesting. So by doing that quest a bit earlier, we got someone to stay with us. Hello, so journey to Balmung Dark. Nice. I was like, there's a mark here. It said marks available. I saw that. We're gonna need to do the marks as well, guys. Oh me, oh my. Does it tell me where the mark is? It just said mark available. It doesn't say where. I mean, that's fine. I was just curious by the fact that it actually told us there was a
Doris
Oh,
mark
is
here.
waiting for me near Balmung Dark. The longer she's out in the open, the more likely she is to be found by a Kashik. I need to hurry.
I assume I'm going this way. Hi there, Akashics. How are we all doing? Don't mind me, I'm just gonna run past you all. I'm trying to make my way over to the marker. Look at these bombs chilling. As if I'm gonna fight them. None of that.
No need to ride from here.
Not fighting you. You can't make me.
There were no guards, I take it.
None manning the gates, no. It's a different story inside, though. The corridors are crawling with Akashic. Most likely guards left behind when the wardens ran. If Chadwick was being held here, I worry that he may already be.
Don't give up hope just yet. But let's move quickly. Let me check the ground floor. The ether's thickest there.
Then I'll search the upper level. Good luck, Sid. Stay safe.
Just how bad are the floods inside the walls? Bad enough to turn a bearer? I hope not.
I don't think it'd be a dramatic key open.
Locked up tight.
Sorry, what? It's locked? Okay. Where am I going? Oh, there we go. 1 out of 3. The Kingdom Allowed hereby designates the faculty of prison for the detainment of bearers, both foreign and domestic. The purpose of the faculty is to rear and train Kuza beasts for deployment in the field. The aforementioned purpose is a matter of strictest secrecy, and any mention thereof will be punishable by death. Captive bearers will be provided solely for the pursuit of the aforementioned purpose. Express permission is required for use of bearers in any other capacity.
So this place was no ordinary prison. And I doubt they'll have taken the creature with them when they fled.
Cool, so I'm gonna fight a creature at some point. Got it. Oh, item. Oh, it's not an item I care about. I didn't mean to do diamond dust, but I guess diamond dust is. There was another one. Come here. Come here. I'll go get this one first, then I'll get that one on the floor there. I don't have a lot of health. Maybe I'll get a level up, it's fine. I mean, I could also just heal, but who does that? The Kuza has long been recognised as an especially aggressive species. This is being the case, it was hoped that successful deployment of the battlefield might be a means of inflicting heavy casualties on the enemy. In exercises conducted thus far, however, the beast has proven incapable of distinguishing between allied and enemy combatants. As such, deployment alongside regular troops is not recommended. It is proposed instead that the bearer captives be employed in order to draw enemy focus, and then beat the driven into the fray in order to achieve maximum benefit with minimal loss of Waluders' lives.
Minimal loss of Waluda lives. And what happens when they run out of bearers?
You find
You
more
and the
bearers.
Imperials take better care of their branded than that.
So I guess this is telling us what they kind of did with the bears. I did wonder what they did. How would they treat people like this when their king was a dominant? Recent supply shortages left us with insufficient resources to feed the Kuza entrusted to our care. Fortunately, the creatures was observed to kill and consume the bears assigned to fight beside it in a mock battle conducted as part of its training. The beast was further observed to enter a state of visible contentment upon feeding in this way, suggesting that live bears may be its preferred source of sustenance. While this behaviour is unexpected and is not unwelcome, bears no longer of use for training purposes can now be repurposed as required.
They were feeding bears
Oh.
to it. This is even worse than I'd feared.
That's horrific!
Nothing but a caching down here. Hopefully things are looking better upstairs. I should go see how Doris is getting on.
I hope she hasn't found out what I found out. That's atrocious. Hi. How dare they not die? How dare they have enough health that this doesn't kill anymore? Only takes a few hits to actually kill them. Oh yes, 45 gil. I'm really short in gil right now. I can hear them.
No luck downstairs. But I did find out that this place was more than just a prison. Something far more sinister was happening here.
I know. I've been reading some of these documents and... it can't be true, can it? Bearers die every day in service of their masters, but this is so much worse.
This is a lot worse, I
Pitting
agree.
bearers against a wild beast armed with nothing but their wits? And all in order to bring about more death. And not just those who could fight, but the elderly, children even. And those who wouldn't or couldn't were disposed of. Whatever that means.
I'm afraid it means they were fed to the monstrosity they kept here.
Then we're too late. And I was a fool to bring you here.
Don't say that. Did you find anything else?
A key. But it doesn't fit any of the locks on this floor.
Perhaps it will fit one of the doors downstairs. There's a corridor I haven't searched yet. Finish up here, then come and find me when you're ready.
All right. I'll be there in a moment.
Okay, so let's go check the downstairs where we can get into then. Yeah, it's a bit grim learning that they fed it to him. Oh, you can't fight it anymore? Cool. We'll give you a different purpose in life. To feed... I want to know what... I want to see what it is. I assume I'll fight it by the end of the quest. But I am curious to see what it actually looks like that they were just fed to. Like, if it's a big massive thing. They haven't really said what the beast was yet, have they?
Let's see what we can find down here.
I can't pull. Didn't expect that first R2. What am I looking for? Chest. Oh yeah, got something to sell. Oh. Hello?
Survivor.
Child?
And she sounds close.
Child? Hello?
Who are you?
There's no need to be afraid. Are you alone? Are there any other survivors?
Some of the guards. They're still here. But something's wrong with them. Everyone else was eaten by the monster.
Of course there were.
Thank the Founder.
It was worth our coming. But I'd rather we didn't linger.
I want to see what the
Ready?
monster looks like.
Ready when you are. You poor thing. You must have been terrified.
Did Chadwick send you?
Chadwick?
What?
He fought the monster. Distracted it so I could run away. He must have sent you. He promised to free the others too. Where is he? He opened your cell, didn't he? He wouldn't be here otherwise.
Chadwick.
Was
Oh
that?
my.
Monster's back! Chadwick, help!
We have to get out of here.
Doris, keep the girl safe.
All right. You put that bearer-eating bastard in the ground.
Okay, let's go see it.
It's out there.
Oh
waiting
my
for
Jesus
me.
fucking Christ, it's a
I
behemoth.
can't let it live. Not if it's got a taste for bearers.
I mean, they were also, you know. That makes sense. But again. I assume they go around. Oh, here we are.
That's better.
Just, you know. Hey, yo there, behemoth. Bad behemoth. No, eat people. Oh, you're a hunt. Interesting. Kuza beast. This will be the behemoth hunt I was talking about then.
The beast will wreak havoc if it ever leaves the prison. I can't let that happen.
And we will not let it happen. That's it, Joshua, you smack him. Yep, door. Perfect. Oh, what? Where'd it go? What happened? How did I miss? Oh, I need to get ready to dodge. I don't really know what happened now.
Nice try.
Yeah, again, tried to dodge, didn't work.
To me, boy.
Worked that time. Come on. There we go. Light, then Phoenix Flame, then all the good stuff. We keep Diamond Dust for when it comes back up, obviously. I only just recently learned that you can keep doing this. That definitely went longer than normal, right? By pressing the button. I did not know you could extend that, and I've been using it like so long as well. Wait. I had to wait till he actually came up properly, because if you don't then... I think I dodged that by using iframes. I did dodge it by using iframes, that's great. Should have dodged that, but okay. And this is where we kill it. Oh, the game's freaking out. Perfect. Game freaked out a little bit there, but we got it. Not enough for a level up though. And only 90 for 51 experience from getting Zantizuken back. If it's even worth getting back. We'll see.
Finally.
Sid, are you hurt?
I'm fine. I think.
No.
What is it?
A diary. I gave it to Chadwick before we went our separate ways. He was here.
Probably
at
at him. Yeah, most likely.
I'm sure he fought bravely to the last. The girl is safe thanks to him.
Chadwick. You fool.
Come on. We have to get her back to the hideaway. We don't want his sacrifice to have been in vain.
No. Of course not. I'll see that she's looked after from now on. It's the least I can do.
It's very grim that they were feeding it to the behemoth. Is that quest finish, or are we gonna... Yeah, okay. Well, scene here, then it'll be quest finish, I imagine. But we still have another quest!
From what I hear, you've barely left the girl's side in days. I hope she's recovering from her ordeal.
She is. Slowly but surely. She's far tougher than she looks. I thank the flames we found her. If we hadn't...
I know. But we did. I'm sorry we weren't able to save Chadwick.
There's no need to apologize. Without your help, I would never have found out what happened to him. How he fought to the bitter end to save her. To save Haida Marie. That's the man I remember.
How did the behemoth even get out the
The man I
cage?
thought
The
of as a
entrance we
brother.
walked through is
I
tiny.
wish I could have met him. I'd like to hear more about your past. If you don't mind, that is.
Of course. You already met my former master. She trained Chadwick and I to do two things. Kill and obey. We were supposed to be sold to the highest bidder when the time came. But no bid was ever high enough to convince her to part with us. For years we were her daggers in the shadows. But we could never quite shake our doubts about the things she made us do. And then, one day, we just couldn't do them anymore. So we escaped. But staying together was out of the question. They would have found us too easily. After so many years of training, the pull to serve was always strong. It scared me to think he might have taken another master, become a dagger in someone else's hand.
But even in captivity, the battles he fought were his own. And he died not as someone's tool, but as a hero.
Haida Marie is proof of that. Bearers can cast off their shackles. And the Cursebreakers will show them how. I'll fight until my dying breath to see it done. For Chadwick, and for all of us.
Thank you, Doris. We'll be counting on you.
Right, Calcum? No. Have we not got like 6 of these? I feel like we keep getting stuff to do with Odin. Oh, that was weird. It made it look like I was going to be doing another thing there. Right, we're not done yet, guys. Still gotta go to Northreach. Still quests to be done. And like I said, if this B is an hour-long part, this B is an hour-long part. Just sometimes gotta be like that.
Nazaire might at least have mentioned where in Northreach he'd be testing this recruit.
There's someone's over here.
Who do you think?
There's an item there. Hello. Hi, what do you sell? That's new.
And what can I do for you?
I don't know, let's see. See, look, all these favor darkness, heaven's cloud. So many of them. May as well add more of these.
You've a keen eye.
Can I swap the potions? No, I was gonna say I'll heal myself up then now, but it won't let me.
Well met, Sid. This is the initiate. Ember, present yourself.
At your service, Master.
Please.
Not master. I was
just
gonna say.
Sid. There are no masters here. Your life is your own.
Oh, of course. Thank you, Sid. The sergeant says you'll be evaluating me at my trial.
To become a scout, yes. You are aware of the dangers inherent in that role.
I am. But I swore I'd face them. Just like the man who saved my life.
Gav?
And who would that be?
Gav.
Oh.
It was him who found me and freed me. No magic, no support, just one man and his nose. Came and sniffed me out.
Gav is the
It
man.
taught
I
me
love
what
Gav.
one man can do if he puts his mind to it.
Gav and Taria.
And I've
Good
been
characters.
training ever since, so that one day I can be someone's saviour, just like Gav was mine.
I'm sure he'd be flattered. You clearly have good intentions, Ember. And it sounds like you're under no illusions. Stick to this path and you'll make a fine Cursebreaker.
So, what? Have I passed?
You haven't even started yet. Now listen. Not far from here is an Imperial lookout, Eastwatch. The guards there record all their sightings in a logbook. You are to find it and bring it here.
And bring it here, right. Anything else?
No. Sneaking into a heavily guarded Imperial outpost and stealing the logbook would be quite sufficient. You'll need to assess the situation, determine a point of entry, create a distraction and effect an escape, all without being discovered and thrown into an Imperial oubliette.
Ember, Gav isn't our best scout because he can do everything. It's essential that you know your limits.
Know my limits, right. I won't let you down.
It shouldn't be as dangerous as I made out. But keep a weather eye on him all the same, would you?
On my way.
Huh. Okay, so we're just gonna
All right, Ember.
kind of accompany him.
Impress me.
How the fuck do we go now? Can we just run this one? Maybe we can just run this one.
Faster!
Just wanted to see Joshua on his chocobo.
Time to fight.
Just follow the road until I can take a left, I guess. There we go. There's my left.
These are clean kills. Perhaps young Ember really is ready. maybe not.
What's happening? Is it like an Akashic thing or something?
Damn it. Ember, draw your sword!
I can't!
Why?
Then run!
If you want him, you'll have to go through me.
Man's paralyzed by fear. You stay right there. It's weird sometimes that it doesn't automatically go into stagger. I'm too far! I hit him. I didn't actually think I was close enough to hit. Get a little bit extra damage on this. I'm ready. Yeah, demolished.
Nice try.
Nice try indeed. I was like, how much damage is it going to do? I actually just took the hit.
Farewell.
Done. Easy. I tank those hits, boys. Oh, not even that much experience. But we do have enough to upgrade Zantizuken if we desire.
Ember, are you...
Did he trick us so that he could get in or something?
gone? Of course. Scouts really are a rare breed. Back to Northreach it is then.
I think he's used us as a distraction. And we're actually gonna go back, he's gonna have the ledger. It's probably easier to teleport, right? I think that's what's happened. I think he's used us as a distraction.
I didn't expect you back so soon. Where is Ember? How did he fare?
I thought I'd find him with you. He must have fled. I followed him to Eastwatch, where I found him being set upon by a wild Avis. He was just standing there. Didn't even draw his sword. I had to step in and take care of things. But by the time I had, he was nowhere to be seen. I assumed he'd set off in your direction, but apparently not.
I'm sorry, Sid. I knew the boy had a nervous streak, but he seemed like...
The right man for the job?
He definitely did what I said.
I believe this is the logbook you tasked me with retrieving.
Eh? How did you... Don't you tell me you breached the tower while Sid was busy saving your skin.
What? Wasn't that what you asked me to do? To bring the thing back without getting caught?
He has you there, Nazaire. And he did it all on his own.
But Sid, he
did what he thought was best.
I agree.
And now I have to decide whether I agree.
Of course. We'll await your evaluation back at the hideaway. Don't you leave my sight.
I like it.
Yes, Sergeant.
I applaud it. Yes, he should have discussed it with me and said, look, I'm going to use you to do it. But
This won't be an easy decision.
I think it's very witty what he did. He obviously knew exactly what he was doing when he did it. And you know what, I'd give it a passing mark. Like I said, to be a part of the kind of team of the Scouts, he should have discussed it with me. But regardless, he did do what he was tasked, however sneaky it may have been. So I give it a passing grade.
Welcome back, Sid.
Welcome back, Sid.
Yes,
He's so snide.
welcome back. Trip wasn't too much of a pain in the arse, I hope. Truth be told, it was me who suggested roping you in to help with the trial. But from what I hear, things didn't go quite as planned.
No, they most certainly did not.
How dare this game keep doing this to me when I'm drinking my cola? It's like, oh, it's gonna run through. I give him the pass. I'd do it, yeah.
Ember lost his nerve in the face of a
I
beast
don't
of
think
prey,
he did.
but he didn't lose heart. He pressed on, and he achieved his aim. And is that not what we ask of our scouts?
Indeed it is. Thank you for your honest appraisal, Sid. The fact remains, however, that Ember will not always have a battle-hardened warrior on hand to pluck him from the jaws of peril. All I have gleaned from this trial is that without someone watching his back, Ember is little more than a liability.
Wait, Sergeant. Ember still has much to learn, it's true. And this time he was found wanting. But I'd say he's due a second chance, nonetheless. After all, he did do as you asked.
Yep.
With a bit of hard work, any hand can be made to hold a blade, and any mind can conquer its fears. But a scout's nose is different. You've either got one, or you ain't. And by sniffing out that log, young Ember here has shown he has a conk and a half. Wouldn't do to waste it now, would it?
Fine. One more chance.
I'll do whatever you ask.
I mean, I don't think Gav himself would have been able to take on
I'll spend my days and nights in the pit if I have to. I'll show you. Just you wait.
It's not like you can expect every man to be able to take on every beast. Like, I don't think Gav would have been able to take on the beast.
Soft as a brush, that one. But his heart's in the right place. Just like someone else we know. And if you ask me, we've been leaning on him for far too long.
Yeah, I mean, Gav's getting old. He's
got
got one eye.
Off his shoulders, I reckon.
It couldn't hurt.
Just don't tell Gav I said so, will you? I won't have him thinking he's been hard done by.
He does a lot for us. So does Otto.
You know, he'd be asking for a day off. Chance would be a fine thing. Back to work.
Forgive me, Sid. This did not play out as I expected.
Things really do these days. But that's why we need men like Ember more than ever. Men who can make the best out of a bad situation. Remember that.
I will, Sid. Thank you.
I completely agree. And with that, we're finally going to end off. We just got it just under an hour, guys. So in the next part, we're going to take on the 2 quests that are up the top. We're also going to take on the quest that's been written for a letter. We did get a level up. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to poke that like button, subscribe, and comment your comments because they are comments. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye. A new quest!